Hey everyone, this is Corey with Stafford ZDC, and today I'm going to be unboxing a custom Pena. So in my review of this here Pena swayback custom, I did mention that I had a Zulu coming in, and that was delivered today. So we are going to open this up and give some first impressions, and maybe even another comparison here to another Pena model that I have on hand. Just being an X series. Okay, so that is opened up. Very, very well packed. This can is coming from Crane's Cutlery. So this is already in two. So that box was already inside of two of these padded envelopes. So now we have another padded envelope. Let's see how much. That helps me out. Okay, there we go. I just pull the paperwork aside here. I'll take a look at what we got. Just not trying to reveal any information. Just a little thank you letter, some of their information, and a receipt for the transaction. This microfiber cloth is a nice big one, also Crane's Cutlery, so very cool. But of course, the star of the show, the Pena Zulu. Now, I know this does have a mark on one side, which you'll see here. It does have a mark right there in this on the micarta. It's a dark spot. It's definitely seeable. You know, I don't know if that makes any sense. It's noticeable is what I mean. It's obviously discolored compared to the rest of the micarta. But let's take a look at this. So it has some typical fraying, like you see in this guy, up near the pivot. No big deal. That might even be just Loctite that comes out. Not a big deal. That happens from getting cut. Nicely centered. Let's take a look at this side. Really nicely finished. You can just barely feel the transition between that shield and that nice micarta backspacer as well. So let's give this guy a flip. It flips out really nicely. Let's take a look at the blade. This is a hand satin 154 cm blade. Liner lock. Nice early lockup. Really, really nice. Let's just look at the grind really quick. Wow, that's thin. That looks like he uses a hollow grind. No, maybe he doesn't. It just might look that way to me. It might be a flat grind. Now I have to check, because I'm getting curious. No, that is a hollow grind. That is absolutely a hollow grind. There is a gap, very slight gap, underneath that card. It's so hard to see, you're not going to see it on camera, but that's a hollow grind, and that gets very thin. So is this. This is also a hollow grind, and I think they come to about the same thickness behind the edge, and now that's got me concerned, because I thought one of these was going to get sold, but I think I'm going to end up having to keep both. You can see they're just about the same size. Let me actually get this out of the way really quick, because I want to see what the closing action is like on this. The flipping action's nice. Ooh. It's not as nice as that, but it's also not broken in. The detent's a little on the lighter side, so it's not broken in, and it's never been cleaned or oiled. Now, I don't know how much work Enrique does to these beforehand in terms of cleaning them on the inside and oiling them, but it's factory fresh, so it's no real concern, but it is really nice. And in hand, of course, Zulu pattern is nice and comfortable. Essentially just the reverse of the swayback pattern. You can see it's almost the exact same shape if I close this guy up. The pivot might be a little tight on that as well. And you can see just how close it is. You know, maybe it's easier to see on the table. You can see how almost identical that is. It's very close. And then just to bring this in here, this is the only Pena X series I have. This is the Lanny's clip, which is a much larger knife overall than these two, but we'll set them all out so they can be seen. Try and line them up pivot to pivot. Get that a little closer. And we're really not in the best place on the camera here, are we? All right, let's try that again. So you can see the Laney's clip is definitely a little bit bigger overall, but these two are really nicely sized. They're smaller knives, but I just thought it'd be worth bringing in the Pena X series for comparison. So you can see titanium with the micarta scale opposed to titanium liners, I believe. I don't have a magnet handy to check that, but it's way too light to be steel because there's no skeletonization whatsoever on the inside of this. Don't know if you can tell, but there's absolutely no weight reduction done on the inside. So this is really, really nice with the black G10 as the spacer and the liners on the side. You can see this sway back has white G10. Really, really nice. I will take this apart and clean it up on the inside, get it some oil. I was the second owner of this, so this is incredibly smooth. You know, it just drops shut really easy. Whereas this guy, it does drop to my finger. It doesn't shake shut quite as nicely, but I think it is going to get there with some time. So I was going to sell one of these. Now I don't know if I will. If I do, I think it's probably going to be the sway back, if I'm being totally honest, just because I really like this colorway. I love the blue, don't get me wrong, but something about this natural setup and that classic look is just awesome to me. So I'm going to leave it off here. First impressions of this are really nice. It fits well in the hand. It's just like the X series, just better. This has a nice hollow grind, unlike the flat that the X series had, and the grind's so much taller as well. And this has thinner blade stock, of course, with a longer swedge. So all really good things, in my opinion, that will make this an excellent cutter and just a great knife overall. So if you guys enjoy the video, I appreciate any kind of comments or feedback left down below. And yeah, I look forward to bringing you some more content about this Zulu here in the future. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Take care.